Alright, so new session, new emotions, and I think I'm ready to continue without tilting as hard as I wanted to last time. So here we are. So we got Shay in here, wanting to get a little speak to us. Let's pick the berries before I forget. Not gonna forget that time. Alright, Shay, what do you have to say? Don't bring up the loss. For the love of God, please. I don't want to be reminded. Shay seems to be in a happy mood, though she always seems to be around Jody, who is listening to her with patience. So, I would just look within the swallow caps each daybreak for a morning dew to drink, and once in a while I would find maybe a stream to drink from too. Though, I'd get pretty thirsty sometimes too. I tried drinking tree sap once. It wasn't very good. Really, it was very bad, I guess. She seems to be discussing how, exactly, she managed to survive in the downside, all alone for so long. Jody watches her intently all the while. Food? Well, food was harder to find usually because, this is a bit embarrassing, but I never tried to harm a living thing, you know, because it makes me very sad. But sometimes it is the way of things, I understand, I do. And so I would eat as often as I needed to, and tried a lot of different things to see if they were good. Most of them weren't, though. When I got by, I learned to get by. I already knew how. A little bit, because back home where I came from, there, I had to get by there too. Here, well, it's harder, but it wasn't that much harder, really, in a way. Jody remains silent for some time as Shay trails off then. She embraces Shay and holds her there, gently. Shay lets out a breath, but says nothing, either, for a while. Shay, may I ask a question of you? Me? Oh, of course, what is it? How old are you? Do you know? Oh, I'm 19 years old, that's how old I am, I think. Surely, then, you have seen a lot, and not a lot of time. You know what else you have achieved? Is this feat. It is a feat. I have known seasoned soldiers who could not have lived through the experiences you have described. Oh, really? Wow, thank you. Thank you so much. You have seldom seen Shay look so joyful at this moment. As for Jody, you could count on one hand the number of times you have seen a smile play across her lips. You leave them to their own conversation. Oh, wow. Dude, so she's been through a lot. Shay, she's one tough cookie. She seems to not remember a lot before the downside, maybe? What I'm guessing. It feels like we'll find out, man. Maybe, hopefully. But interesting. The Book of Rites. Let's check out what pages are revealed here. Okay. On Mercy? Wait, what book is this? On Commonwealth. Oh, let's just read it. Mercy is the beating heart of a truly free society. Mercy, even for proprietors, oh my goodness, I can't say that word today, of the darkest deeds. As our liege, Soliam Mur, drifted into an ocean of regret, he found there mercy, or rather it found him, and it saved his life. Mercy, freedom, they are intertwined. A society which raises a clenched fist against its own shall follow the doomed path of the Emperor Sar. Ours shall be a merciful society. May the proprietors of the darkest deeds be set to join us here, where they may learn as we have. Mercy shall engender union upon all our different kind. We shall stand shoulder to shoulder, equals in the same society. It's alright. You know, I've been reading more. I've been reading The Stand by Stephen King for a while now. Because reading's good, and I thought I would make this easier to read, but I guess not, maybe? It takes time, you know, I gotta read for quite a while. I'm getting back into reading books and whatnot, so it's fun. It's great, it's a good time. So Pamitha's story kind of expanded. Wouldn't Shay's story expand a little bit too? No? I guess we don't really know her past yet fully, so. Pamitha, what's up? So, astral sign, alright. Practical and easygoing, sure, you know? I'll go with it. These are all like blanket statements, pretty much. In real life, I feel like. Judge me later. Okay. For conspiracy, she made repeated attempts to make contact with enemy combatants and taken into custody. Right, for her sister. And motive insurrection, remained loyal to the Highwing Raymonds despite claims to contrary. Prometha has survived 4 years on the downside thus far. It is a life sentence. Not very long. Not as much as, no, actually. I guess it's all been like a short-lived experience for everyone here. Everyone hasn't been here for a while. I mean, I guess like 5 years. I mean, depending on... I mean, you live longer than 5 years. I feel like someone had to have lived like 20-some years down here. Like maybe my boy Wolfred Sandalwood. He's probably been here quite a while. I have no idea. We'll find out. Alright, let's continue though. Back to the well. Moonlight Alcove, that's what it's called. And we'll wait here for like 1,000 months, I guess. I wonder if those numbers will change. I wonder if a lot of time passes and like soon like Hedwyn would be here for 6 years. I don't know. I mean, I assume like they pay a lot of attention to detail, so I assume that's gonna be a thing. You once again find yourself amid the quiet nooks of the Moonlight Alcove. Here you can wait the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. I have to look up words, I guess. Alright, so we can just bide your time. There's nothing else we can do here. Alright, let's do it. We have returned to a place of respite. Please, make yourself comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by them, for there is something I must do. From atop the alcove, or from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part of is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour, with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Wolfred requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled. Wolfred regards the group. Everyone! There is an aspect of our plan which I have not talked about with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see of all of you, and all of us. I see in all of us the living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our commonwealth. My observation does not come to pompousness. I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all of this ceremony, of which we're a part of now. The exiles liberated through their rites went on and found the Commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in the solidarity, the people all shall see what we reflect the values yet they cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative, on behalf of Multi-Malith, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine, whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller is called Big Bertrude, utters something guttural by the way of greeting. We are to understand that ye require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. We frighten ye, apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall come. She shall more than make up for it. Alright, she better, man. She better be like crazy OP. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are incomplete. So Bertrude joins the group. You sense her powerful presence. Powerful presence. Okay. Now then, my boy, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more behind those stubborn rains. Meaning it is time that we got back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and stormy sky. Sorry if I'm sound like I'm stumbling over everything. I got like a massive hiccup for some stupid reason. I ate it. It's the worst in the world. The stars themselves await the will of the Nightwings. Choose your path towards salvation. I shall. Alright, so let's see who we can fight up against now. We got three options yet again. Alright. Is this where we're at? Perhaps. Anyway, the Vernal Star burns bright over the... Okay, so we can challenge the Tempers here. So that demon dude that no one likes. Good. The Essence. And the Pyre Hearts. You know, I'm kind of curious to see Pamitha's route. And I think going with the challenging the Essence at the Bog Star. Ooh, that is satisfying. Alright, so I think let's go here. I'm curious to see how Pamitha reacts and whatnot, because she was all like, maybe I should kill him. Maybe I just want to, you know, I want to be cool. So, that's what's happening. So we're here to have another brush with Pamitha. Perhaps will spare me yet another moment of her time, because she's here because of me, and I'm here for her. Pamitha then tells you more of your next adversary, her own blood sister. Tamitha Thynan, a harp of the high-wing raiments, raised from birth to excel in outwitting and outmaneuvering her enemies. She seems driven by her hatred for the Commonwealth. After retreating to the mountains centuries ago, the harps refused to join the Commonwealth, and those old tensions boiled over the raids, or skirmishes, or all-out war. Flight tacticians such as Tamitha gave the high-wing raiments a swift and powerful military presence to this day, despite the harps' small numbers. She once hatched an ambitious plans to overthrow the Commonwealth. Breaching its defenses to her sisters could rain down untold destruction. On the darkest night of the year, she led a daring infiltration mission deep into her enemy's lands. It almost worked. However, she was betrayed by some very close to her. Someone branded a Commonwealth sympathizer, Pamitha. Tamitha was caught, clipped, and subsequently exiled as a prisoner of war. But being tapered with the downside only stoked her fury. Trapped, not tapered. I wound up here not long afterwards. Anyway, it's complicated. What happened between us? What I did for her own good. And that of our sisters. Though I'm beginning to doubt that Tamitha will ever see it that way. We'll see, I suppose, but for now I best try to catch up with sleep I'm able. With what sleep I'm able? Pleasant dreams then, darling. You bid a good night to Pamitha in turn. No time now to make flight preparations, though come morning, the black wagon will press onward. Alright, so... Okay. Alright, Bertrude, what do you wanna like, you know, human up a little bit, I guess? Be a little, cool? Alright, let's see what you have to say, though. You find Big Bertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze upon you. Her expression does not change. Such a clutter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in flagging hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern box can induce paralysis, or even worse. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. 'Twas a feat we wished to witness ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which are ours understood, and yet We are expected to believe that thou canst understand the book of rites. Then she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Bertrude, madame. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? Dude, lone minstrel, taking time off from the challenges. I guess. Yeah. What do you do while we're gone? You just like twiddle your thumbs for like a century? I don't know. We've been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Wolfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. Then, after you, madam. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. Huh. So he's just like, you're welcome for getting her off your ass? I mean, fine. She was okay. I feel like she's just a little, thinks a little highly of herself and like, everyone else sucks. I'm just always grouchy and moody and you know what? It's fine. It's whatever. Alright. We got, more stuff here, perhaps. The Rites of Flame. Interesting. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the Rites of Flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We the Eight decree the rites a test of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now until the stars abandon us, this shall be a binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside, and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of the 9 triumvirates, and look towards the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Alright, interesting. Interesting. So there's nothing else. Wait, there totally is more stuff here. Really? Essential structure? Is this more stuff that I haven't read? Oops, oops, oops. I didn't want to close it. Come on, man. Searching the stars. How much is there? How much did I miss? Essential structure of the right. Okay, we were chosen by the stars within the dark of the night. Shall 2 triumvirates stand upon opposition far enough afield, besides the concentrated pyre symbolizing their resolve? Each triumvirate and the 3 shall act as one. Have we read this already? I really can't remember. Searching the... Okay, dude, I'm messing up or something. There's like a lot of reading to do here, Riz, before each rite. Did we just like unlock a crap ton of things? The rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at the celestial landmark. Ere the stars align. Exiles shall conduct the rites bearing the book, of which you are about 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred raiments fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Aladiel. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre and concentrate the grounds using their words. Consecrate the ground. The 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may have ours. The heavens shall respond when all is set. Huh. Is there more? There's a lot more. Dude, what is going on? The law of 3. So why 3 people only? Because 3 is the magic number, right? Right? Isn't that a Michael Jackson song? Dude, I can't remember. I'm not well versed in old-timey stuff. I say old-timey, it's not. It's like freaking 20 years ago. I'm quite behind the times, shall I say. During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Ooh, boy. Exiles shall move as of a single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we, the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and by their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader whose focus on the book may help the others coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. Alright, so that's what we've been reading, or we've been being told at least. There's yet more? Holy guacamole? The Burning Pyre. Dude, I think you just unlocked like a whole book. Triumvirates are to protect the pyres as they shall their lifeblood. Sorry, I'm starting at the second one. I don't know. I see the periods and I feel like that's the important bit. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite. lest the disobeyers suffer a permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. So the flame is like pretty chill. Pretty great, I guess. Alright, the aura. Exiles bearing the raiments in the book reveal their hidden inner aura in the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nonetheless. Seek the Pyre's light and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirates, for we gain strength together. They may cast their aura through sheer force of focus on this book. So this is kind of already know this in a way. God, there's so much. The celestial orb. Right. I'm just gonna like skim this because there's a lot apparently. So it's just like, hey, the orb, put it in the flame. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That's what I've been doing this whole time. I don't know why I'm going back out because it does take you to the next page. The path? Exiles who walk the path towards enlightenment shall at times be struck with an epiphany and achieve mastery. Right. So whenever you prevail, the triumvirate earns favor. Each time the triumvirate with the most favors shall be summoned to the liberation rite and earn a chance at freedom. Right. So how much more is there? This is the last one! Liberation. Oh! Most favored. Okay, wait, didn't we already read this? Only the most enlightened exiles, the anointed champion. They return in glory. It doesn't say they return to the Commonwealth. It never says that. The true triumvirates first shall pass through the scribe's gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. The anointed champion of the triumvirate which prevails then shall plunge into the shimmering pool and return in glory. See, what does that mean? Does it really mean return to the Commonwealth, or is there something else going on there? I could be overthinking this as well. Yeah, moonshine. But I don't know, there's nothing that says go back to the Commonwealth. I mean, I guess the Commonwealth wasn't really written in as the Commonwealth when those books were written. I'm guessing, but you know, I have a feeling there's gonna be some crazy twist at the end that's gonna suck ass. We'll find out. I hope it's not like people that go into the Pyre, like they just kind of like sit around and they actually never can return to the Commonwealth. I don't know. You arise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls at you. Good morning, reader Bertrude. I trust your stay has been not too uncomfortable? Nay, Sandalwood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so. Once the group is ready, I thank you for your patience. So we're just gonna take off. Alright, let's do it, man. Let's head down south. I wonder if there's gonna be any drama on the way. Whoa, what is this? Soaring far above this Sclorian shore, you notice beneath gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. That damn place down there. I like it least of all. I think among everywhere we've been, I'm thankful that there's been no reason to return. It reminds me of my home, is all. The Hymene raiments. We all grew accustomed to the thinner air, amid the cliffs and breaches the clouds above your Commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. Little wonder that my sisters settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land, there by the nest of Triesta. Anyway, I'm pleased to have to spend as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business. Alright, we shall. We be speeding. We be speedy. Alright, how far down is it? Not that far down, right? Yeah, wait, what is this? This is the Pyre Hearts? Wait, I forget. There could be like another rite going on there too. I have no idea. Alright, Pit of Me Life. Bertrude's place. Bertrude slithers up to you as the black wagon passes through the skies above her former abode. Our kind who lurked below, they would scarce believe we soar above them now. We told them when Sandalwood came to fetch us that we shall not return for some time. Our most accomplished laborers, with whom we shared so many moons in exile, we trust that they shall carry forth the reputation of our services, where we taught them all we know. She seems almost nostalgic as she lifts off the various services provided at Big Bertrude's. Curses, bombs, potions, powders, cleaning reagents, sleeping medicines, fungicides, seances. Big Bertrude's earned quite a name for itself throughout the downside. For these and other things. When we are finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came, we shall return to our establishment and carry out business here. For there is much to demand. Much demand, right. So she's like a big business lady over here. Dude, I'm down. I can get down with that. She's the hustle, man. Woo! We spinning. I don't know why, but we spinning. Cold moat. She can sway the coming right against the essence. So like maybe talk with other people. I don't know. The 8 scribes will like you. There's a task along this route, which maybe you start this. Let's get a bonus. I don't want to lose another one, right? You arrive again in the soiled grounds of Flagging Hands, already anticipating the seeking feeling that comes within the place. This time, Bertrude has something to say for it. We shall show ye how to withstand less pleasant qualities of this locale. She reveals various slaves and minor enchantments that help to encounter the spirit-drained effects of the region. Soon everyone is feeling better, but for the assurances. We shall not suffer penalties for hope in this region. Alright, that's sick. I can get down with that. So, instill fear into the essence. Alright, this is Prometheus thing. So Bertrude is here to kind of protect us with that. No minus hope. I like that. Wolfred, what's up, my dude? Wolfred is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The road to freedom written in a book I hardly anyone believes exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel how absurd all of this is, my boy. Tell me something, though. I've spent much more time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now. What do you think? Worth all the fuss? So, my thoughts. I don't find it tedious, man. It's good. You only skimmed it? I mean, the last part maybe, but I find it fascinating. Yeah. There's gotta be different endings when you like lose every right and like don't say anything. There's always that option. Dude, I wonder how many endings there are. Seriously though. I feel so free and open to do whatever I want in this game. It's kind of spooky. But I'm just gonna say I find it fascinating. You tell Wolfred the book has fascinated you, and that you have never seen anything quite like it. He nods slowly as you describe your experience with it. I share the sentiment. 2. I have our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events? I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away the copy of the book with care. It is amazing that the volumes have survived all this time, I think. Whatever they are has made them withstand the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas there contained, they remain rather provocative as well. They think the Commonwealth disavows of the existence of the book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Yeah, that is kind of weird. They like say like, oh cool, if you read the books, then like you can come back, but yet they take you to the downside if you read the books. Like, come on. Dude, this is messed up. What is going on? There's obviously a lot more going on than I think. So, yeah, there we go. Although the reasons why are in there, written plain. How fascinating that the secrets have been kept for all this time. Wait, they are? Well, don't mind what I just said before. Anyway, you have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. He returns his attention to the matters and bids you a good afternoon. Alright, sick. That's just kind of like talking about him and like, wow, the books, dude. They've been around. It's just very paradoxical, I feel like. Super paradoxical. Oh, I thought it like left. Oh, well, now it left. Oh, no. Oh, man, I tabbed out. Whoops. Instill fear into the essence. Alright, let's go along with this.